first day that we ever printed the Victoria Advocate in Victoria was May 8th, 1846. And so it's kind of a bookend with the last day of production in Victoria being May 8th of 2017. We'll be just starting our 172nd year.
The press was installed starting in early 1978. I was here while we were doing the installation. We would come in during the daytime, work on installing the press, then we'd come back at night and do the regular run on the old press. We did this for going on about 2 months until we got this press up and running. If you've been around presses, whenever the presses start up, most pressmen, their heartbeats will kind of start to race, and it kind of gets their blood going. That's one of the things I'm going to miss more than anything else is hearing the presses.
When you think of all the people, all the stories, the late nights scrambling to get parts for the thing. I mean, that's a big part of it too. You know, it had gotten to the point where we were scavenging parts off of other presses. We were having to have parts custom manufactured, and you know, when you work with a piece of equipment for that long of a time, and this particular piece of equipment is 39 years old. We've had many other presses as well. But when you think about day in and day out working with that piece of equipment, it starts to represent something more than just the physical piece of metal, you know, that it's made out of. I really want to see us honor all those people who've operated that press for so many years and all the hard work and dedication that they've provided. And we're working really hard with all those people to try to make sure that we find jobs for them in the future. Well, when we looked at the financial realities of investing in a new press, which would be multiple $million-dollar investment, and the fact that we don't do any commercial printing here, we print one product, which is the Victoria Advocate. It takes us about 2, sometimes 3 hours to make that press run, and it just didn't make sense to have that equipment idling for 20 plus hours a day. We've had all kinds of innovations that have happened, and so this is just yet another incarnation of this. You know, we didn't set out to get into the manufacturing business when we started a newspaper. What we do is we're in the news and information business, and we can connect our advertisers to consumers, and we do that in any way we can, but at one point in time it was a necessity to be in the manufacturing business, to have a printing plant. And with technology evolving as it's evolved, you know, now it takes a lot less time to get from Corpus Christi to here. We don't have to drive the physical images down there like we did at one time. Now we just send them electronically. And so all that's tightened up that turnaround time.
That press is the end of an era.
Well, and I think throughout newspapers, when we think of newspapers and you talk about, you think of we're called the press.
Yeah.
For the reason that it comes off of that piece of equipment. And so to think that the press is no longer going to have a press, I mean, we're obviously going to use one out of Corpus, so our paper will be printed, but we won't have that equipment.